What's happening, guys? I'm Connor, otherwise known as Razmataz, and thank you very much for joining me for the first episode of a brand new series on a brand new channel, playing probably my favourite game ever, Football Manager. Now, very recently, FM23 Beta dropped, and I'm so excited to get started. I thought there was no better way to start this year's game and my YouTube adventure than playing my favourite team ever, Manchester United. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Alrighty then, here we go. So, Manchester, Uffolk, hi Razmataz. Now, as you can see, I did do the face mapping situation, but it's kind of terrifying. Looks a little bit like me, I suppose, but at the same time, yeah, very odd skin colour. The hands look like I've been dead for a while, and all the blood's drained out of me. But anyway, £130,000 per week salary. That'd be pretty nice nowadays. Let's go on through. Media are predicting us to finish 6th this year. We came 6th last year, so, you know, bully us. Moving through. This is the squad. All right, lovely. So this is what we're working with. De Gea in goal, obviously. Shaw at left back. Maguire. No. Rafael Varane, Rolls Royce, sat there, however. Dallo at the back, lovely. Back right, sorry. Casemiro, Eriksen. Sat there in central defensive midfield, which won't be a formation that I use anyway. I'm going to play both Bruno and Eriksen just up here, I think, and Casemiro just behind in the defensive midfielder, probably ball-winning midfielder role. Rashford out on the left is probably, I'm going to have Sancho out there, to be honest with you, and Anthony on the right-hand side. I'm really undecided as to whether I'm going to keep Ronaldo around, but I think I might keep him at least until January and just see how we go. Bruno obviously is our starting man for Cam. Obviously we've got a few loan obligations out and about the place. You know, youngsters and stuff that are kicking about. Alvaro Fernandez, he's a really good player. He's coming through, which is going to be good to see what makes of him. Hannibal's also you know, a great player. Obviously, Dean Henderson's out with Nottingham Forest, who I believe they've made a ridiculous amount of signings this season. It'll tell me, I'm sure, in a minute when we go through to the main page. But yeah, chaos, chaos, the amount of people that they brought in. And Dubravka on loan from Newcastle. To be perfectly honest with you, I've got no idea what we were thinking there. But we've got him. Here we go. So, club vision, board culture, messy is what the board culture is. But that's not why I'm here to rant about that today. Signed players under the age of 23 for the first team. Yeah, I like that. Anthony, so on. You know, signed players under the age of 23 for the future. I'm sure they would be for the future if they're from the first, signing under 23s for the first team. Work within the wage budget. Yeah, that's probably going to be difficult, but we'll see how we go. Man United have got big money though, so it might be a little bit easier than when I do lower league management saves. Sign players to sell for a profit. Not sure how I feel about that. Not really sure that I would say that Manchester United should be talking about being a selling club, but we'll see how we go with that. Maybe that's something that I can negotiate out of the club vision, but only one way to find out. Grow the club's reputation. Yep, sounds good. Maximum 1 year contracts for players over the age of 32. Sensible. Maximum 2 years contracts for players over the age of 30. Yeah, probably about right. And maximum 3 year contracts for players over the age of 28. Okay. Yeah, those all kind of make sense to me. Minimum 4 year contracts for first team players. Difficult though. If I sign somebody who's 28, how am I going to sign them on a 4 year deal if I'm only allowed to sign 3 year contracts? I suppose that's favoured and not actually so much of a big thing, but we'll see how we go. Qualify for Europa League, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to try and achieve higher than that. I want to at least qualify for Champions League places. I want to actually be making a push for the title, but we'll see how we go. I mean, Erling Haaland is in the game. Challenge for the FA Cup, yes. Challenge for Europa League. To be honest, I'm hoping to try and win the Europa League, so we qualify for Champions League regardless. But we'll see how we go. Obviously, you know, bet is safe. A couple of weeks, we'll see how much of a push we can make in that time. And then on from there, qualify for Champions League. My contract expires. Develop the best youth system in the country. Yeah, kind of makes sense that you'd want to do that. Premier Division's best youth system. If it's the best youth system in the country, it would be the best system in the Premier Division. Anyway, I'm rambling on now. All right, so that's not too bad. Supporter culture, interesting. So this is a new thing for this year, supporter expectations and culture. Play entertaining football, play attacking football. Yeah, that's definitely what the fans want to see. Develop players using the club youth system, absolutely. Qualify for Champions League, definitely. Most reputable team. Become the most reputable team in the world and in Europe. Yep, all of the same thing. And be competitive against Liverpool, be competitive against Man City, and finish above Leeds in the league. All definite situations. Way Liverpool are playing that this year might not be that hard. We'll see how we go. All right, Man Utd hire Razmataz as manager. £130,000 a week salary. Like we said, there's my little picture across there as well. Beards are also terrible in Football Manager, but we rolled with it. It doesn't look too bad from that far away, but when you're creating it, it looks pretty shoddy. Okay, here we go. Tactical direction required. Let's jump in and create a tactic. We want to play control possession football. What options do they got for us there? Yeah, that's probably what I want to play there. 4-3-3 down wide. We'll go with that. Lovely job. All right, well, let's put our squad together then, I suppose. We've got David De Gea in goal. We want to be playing, to be honest, Luke Shaw's my pick for left back. I do like Malacia, and I think, he'll come good, but at the moment, Luke Shaw is definitely the one. On the left here, I want to play Martinez. Going to be going with Rafael Varane, although I probably want Varane as my central defender on defend, and I'm going to play Martinez as the ball-playing defender. And then wing back on the right, we're going to go with Dallo. There he is. Couldn't find him. Just needed to scroll up a bit. Wing backs at the back. Half back, I don't think so. I'm probably going to play him as a support ball-winning midfielder, but we'll chuck Casemiro in at DM. We are going to play Eriksen, and I want to be playing Eriksen as an advanced playmaker, but on support. And then Bruno is going to fill that spot, but I think we're going to put him on central midfielder attack. Very powerful last year. We'll see if it remains to be the same this year. We'll definitely find out. Hopefully, it is pretty strong. Sancho on the left as an inverted winger. That's exactly what I want to do. And then on the right hand side, I'm actually going to chuck Anthony in there, but I'm going to play him as an inside forward on attack. Probably want Sancho to be on attack as well, seeing as we're playing exciting attacking football. And up top, CR7 himself. For the time being, at least. Anyway, we'll see how we go. His ratings are severely down from last year, but let's play him as a poacher and see how we go. But that's going to be my starting 11, certainly to begin with. Obviously, in terms of the bench, let's just see what we're working with. But Dubravka, I suppose. Malacia, yeah. I'm going to put Wan-Bissaka in and hope that there's 7 subs. In terms of centre-back, I'm going to put Harry Maguire in there, but to be honest, I'm probably going to look to move him out of the club. Then who else do we want in terms of players on the bench? So we've got centre-backs, we've got a couple of full-backs on there. Donny van der Beek, get in there for the midfield, my son. Then what are we talking? Yeah, Rashi and Anthony Martial for now. There we go. The rest we can sort out at a later date, I'm sure. But seems to be what we want to do. Shorter passing, play out of defence, play in a standard width, maybe slightly fairly wide. No, we'll play standard to start with. We definitely want to work the ball into the box. Play for set pieces, not so much. We probably want to be disciplined, but we never want to waste time because we always want to be on the ball scoring goals. If we're going to play exciting football, wasting time is just not one of the things we're going to be doing. Passing directness, yeah, a bit shorter, just 2 feet. Mixed crosses into the final third. Nice. There we go. Take short kicks. We're going to counter press, yeah, and when possession is 1, probably want to hold our shape, but we'll leave it for now and see how they go. Not sure about short kicks. I'm probably just going to take that off and just say that we don't take long kicks, but we roll it out, throw it long, and take short kicks, and we'll see how we go. And then we can probably play out. Fullbacks are probably going to be getting forward. Let's leave it as it is for now. That's fine. Possession, higher defensive line. Yeah, we'll be catching people out. Prevent the short goalkeeper distribution. Not sure how that's going to go with Ronaldo on the press, but we'll find out, I suppose, in the first game. which it isn't going to be happening today, to be perfectly honest, or not in this video anyway. This is literally just going to be a sort of introduction, get the team together, have a look at, the squad planner and kind of, how we're looking in terms of depth and work out what, if any, players we want to be signing based on, actually, come to think of it, what kind of money we've got to play with. 20.6 million. Probably not too many players coming in then in this first window, but then, I suppose Man United did spend some money in the summer, even though we said we weren't going to. So we'll see how we go. And then a £5.4 million wage budget, currently spending 4.9, so about £600,000-700,000, give or take. Yeah, 500k spare in the wage budget, 20.6 million to spend as we go through. And this is the supporter stuff. Obviously, there's going to be no change to this. It's just fan opinion. Here we go, though. Club vision and expectations meeting. Let's negotiate. Now, how do we get rid of, players for under 23 for the future and for the first team? Work within the wage budget is fine. We're going to have to deal with that. We've got 500k to spend anyway, and no money to bring any players in. So it's not like we're going to have loads of people that we need to shell wages on. Probably a couple of people, to be honest, we're going to be shifting out, hopefully. If this year it's a bit easier to get rid of players in that first season, especially some bigger names that actually we don't want to be at the club anymore. Grow the club's reputation. Yeah, that one was fine. Where were we? Minimum 4-year contracts for first team players. I don't understand this, so I'm going to remove that just because that's the least desired one of the two. It was just a favoured thing because 3 years if I sign a player who's 28, I can't sign him on a 4-year. I have to sign them on a 4-year contract if they're a first team player, but I can't offer them a contract more than 3 years. So interesting one there. Actually, this might have been the better thing to get rid of the minimum contracts for the first team players. Yeah, we'll see how we go though. No massive stress. That was the one that I wanted to get rid of. Suggest that. Did they put it back in? They did. Perhaps I can get rid of that. No, we'll just leave it as it is. We don't want to be losing our job in the first 10 minutes because of decisions like that. So there we go. And we'll leave all of these expectations the same. I don't want to start messing about with it and getting any more budget or anything at the moment because I think with some sales and that going out, we can probably make what we need to make work. Pre-season preparations. Yeah, that's fine. That's just upcoming fixtures and obviously pre-season games. Injury update, who have we got out? Phil Jones. Let's just get that sorted out straight away because Phil Jones is not going to be with us for long. So he will be transfer listed immediately, which is good stuff. But Phil Jones, Axel Twansby and Brandon Williams all out injured at the moment. Brandon Williams is going to be out for 4 to 5 months. It's quite a long one actually, although I don't have massive plans to be using him at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't affect Axel Twansby's development as we go along, although he is getting on a little bit now actually in terms of, 24. In terms of a developing player, he's not the best at the moment in terms of where he's at and where we want him to be. So maybe somebody will look to make a permanent move somewhere as opposed to a loan once he's back fit. Yeah, squad rules standard. Here we go. Transfer news from the window. Erling Haaland, 51 million to Man City. Still cannot get over the price that those guys managed to achieve. Getting Erling Haaland for, to be totally honest with you, what a steal. As much as it pains me to say, great deal. Casemiro to Man United, also top signing. What a legend he was the other night. Last minute header, banging. Here we go. Look, 24 players. 24 players. That's like a lower league management save that you do when you're starting a squad fresh. You bring in 24 players and your dynamics would be all over the place. 24 new players at Nottingham Forest. Did they have any players to begin with? They have got an absolutely enormous squad. I wonder if we can see, there's no way for me to see their finances, obviously, but just insane. Obviously, a couple of those players are loan players and stuff. Dean Henderson's on loan. Who else is it that they've got on loan? Renan Lodi, yeah. But I'm bringing in a couple of free transfers and stuff. So it wasn't like they were spending heaps and heaps and heaps of money, I don't think. But just the sheer amount of players that they brought in across that window is impressive, to say the least. Not sure what their board was thinking allowing it, but there we go. Chelsea, the biggest spenders, 258 million. I'm assuming that's a net spend of 258 million and not just 258 million before player sales. And most players out. Man City sold 45 players as well. Who were they getting rid of? Lots of players on loan by the look of it. Talk about hoarding the youth. Man City. No wonder. Wow. All right, fair enough. I mean, they sold some players as well. Yeah, that's a big one. Jesus going to Arsenal along with Zinchenko, but Sterling making a move to Chelsea as well. Be interesting to see what happens in the game this year with Arsenal and Chelsea, because obviously, I mean, Arsenal, Arteta's got them playing some lovely football at the minute, so we'll see. Hopefully, they're still not that great when it comes to Football Manager, but we'll see. But look in here, so this is the new team planning, team building for the future, but also this is kind of replaced what used to be in the squad page where you had your team depth. So I believe if you go, full squad. So you can obviously see here, you only 3 now, you can't see them all anymore, but top players, unless you obviously go back to that page there where you can see obviously each individual position. David De Gea, second choice keeper? Don't think so. There we go. That's looking better already. How else are we looking? Is this their decision, or is this how it is based on what I choose here? Not quite sure, but we'll work with it. This is literally the first time announcements. Harry Maguire, come on, son. Let's get you down there. Martinez, yeah, you're up there. Probably should have Harry as third, although probably going to try and move Harry on. We'll see how we go. Anyway, this is all stuff that and arranging that I can do later on. But good to see that they've kind of integrated this in the sense that next season they're expecting Malacia to be the first choice left back. Sure, gone entirely by the looks of it. Martinez, I don't see myself ever playing him out as a fullback, but maybe a DM at some point, but probably a defender, centre back, sorry. And then season after that, literally just those 2 players in the squad. So that is interesting. I wonder if you can do that with the full squad view. You can. So next season, they expect there to be no Cristiano Ronaldo, Anthony Martial to be first team striker. Maybe. Depends on if we manage to bring in the player I think we're going to try and bring in. Sancho, obviously first choice left winger. Sancho probably won't be first choice left and right winger, but Anthony there as well. Anthony Elanga obviously coming through as a prospect. Fernandes still at the club, they're expecting to be next year, which is good news because I fully expect him to be too. And Casemiro, Varane, Martinez, Maguire at the back. Harry Maguire, I'm hopeful isn't going to be here. And no De Gea either. Bringing Jordan Henderson back after his loan and looking for him to be the first team goalkeeper next season as well. Season after that, relatively similar, to be honest. Although Anthony up front, I'm sure we will have had different ideas to that by that point in time in terms of striker signings in the game and in real life, hopefully. Dynamics, here we go. Does everybody hate me? No. Supported by 6 players. I'll take that for the first day in a role that I probably don't deserve. Position, there we go. Goalkeepers, yeah. Tom Heaton, mate, you're probably going to go on the transfer list as well. Let's have a look at getting you on there. You're listed. Who else do we want to be listing? Wan-Bissaka, I'm really uncertain with Wan-Bissaka as to whether I think he's going to be able to make a little comeback because he's still got potential to improve as to where he is now. But yeah, Dalot just seems to be the shining star at the moment, just really pulling his weight and kicking on. So we'll see what the go is with Aaron Wan-Bissaka as the time moves on. As we come through, Phil Jones have already transfer listed, obviously. And to be honest, I'm going to chuck Harry Maguire on the transfer list as well. He's probably going to throw his toys out the pram, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes with Harry. Anybody else that we definitely want to get rid of at the moment? Scott McTominay, it's a bit of a 50-50 with Scott. He's probably got a job to do for us over the next year or two. I wonder if he'll just magically have a spurt of growth and he'll be worth keeping around the club. But as things currently stand, Scott's probably going to be here for a year or two unless he sorts his act out and he'll be moved on, at the end of this season. Other than that, everybody's pretty solid. Fred and stuff I'll listen to offers from. If we get some decent offers for some of these players, we might consider letting them go, but nobody that I specifically want to get rid of immediately anyway. But Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be a bit sort of big decision piece as to whether we keep him for the last year and let him do the job that obviously he's here to do, or whether we move him on now for 14 to 20 mil somewhere. To make some money before we lose him for free at the end of his contract in 12 months. But yes, current squad, I'm pretty happy with how we've laid that out in terms of tactics and in terms of the squad. Let's just have a quick look down in the dev centre, just at the under 21s. I know there's a couple of people in here. Garnacho, you're definitely getting moved up to the first team squad here. So where is it? Squad. Move to the senior team. Let's have a look at potential. Who we got? Hannibal's out on loan yet. Fernandez out on loan. We've already discussed those. Kobe Mainu, he's going to be a good player, which is nice. Another decent midfielder coming through. Who else do I want? Zidane Iqbal. Really? 2-star current potential. I was considering bringing him up to the first team, to be perfectly honest with you, but 2-star current potential and 3-star, I might leave him down in the under 21s for a bit and see how we go. But yeah, in terms of current ability players, they're all 2-star or around then. And some of these boys have got some serious potential moving forward, which is going to be good. Under 18s, nobody specifically that I recognise straight out the gates, I don't think. Not that I would be bringing up to the first team anyway. But potential, yeah, some decent potential youngsters in there. So there you have it. That wraps up Football Manager 2023 Beta Manchester United Save Episode 1. Thank you very, very much for joining me. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so any constructive criticism in the comments is definitely welcomed. And please do drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and join me next time for some more Football Manager content.